So today is just going to be a general gardening day. I won't say the weather's beat me, but I did have some plans to extend a border I'd done and create a bit of shape to it, maybe get another border dug out or even get a veg patch started. That's the turkey next door. But without further ado, let's get into the video. It is the end of April now and it's been pretty cold. It's been wet, cold, miserable, couple of frosty nights, and the plants, they aren't suffering, but some in the garden are starting to look a little bit cold. I'll show you a few snippets of that now and what I mean by that, and then we're going to go on to have a look at some of the seeds that I've done, what my plans are behind it, and then maybe just talk you through some of the things. I'd like your input as to what you would do. I'm open for suggestions, so let's get into it. Speaking of looking cold, so I actually bought these last weekend, I think it was. Now these shoots, so this is a Mushabaju, so these shoots look absolutely fine. These have obviously been out. Now we did get a 0 the other night, but I'm in my polytunnel unheated, so I'm thinking maybe the coals just touched these a little bit. However, could have been done just before I bought them, to be fair. So yeah, they're looking a bit cold. They'll be absolutely fine. All these leaves will come off anyway as they get planted into the borders. So that's number one, signs that it's a bit cold. Red Star Cordyline, this was as red as could be when it went in, but you can just see here, like not the yellowing, almost like the bronze, and that's a real sign that it's been getting cold. And it's starting to really collect water, so that's how you can see they actually don't last the winter. They collect the water in there, then it freezes in the crown, and that's why it dies off. So that's looking a bit cold, so we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the weather, but hopefully it's not give a frost for a couple of nights now. So this is a tree fern, Dicksonia antarctica. I actually pruned off the dead or damaged off these. You can sort of see the bright green growth, so I know this was absolutely fine. I've actually covered this up with a pot, but as you can see there, a bit of damage there, that's looking cold. And then I won't show you too much, but also got a couple of peonies just there. That sign that again it's not loving the frost at night. Let's talk borders then, and then what I want to see. So as I come out my door, I've got an archway in here which I'm going to have gourds. They're coming on brilliant, which I'll show you a little bit later. And I want to keep this reasonably open, but I do want a little bit of foliage sort of just here. So I'm going to get like a curved border in there. And I think I have a banana sitting here, but keep this open, so as I look out I can kind of see through. And then on the end of the archway I think I've got a nice red Enseti banana which I'd like there, and maybe just some bedding plants, some summer bedding plants around it, cascading over the edge there. So I really want to create some height just here, so as you look through. I also got to unwrap my banana there because it's been horrible. Banana there, curved border. So what do you guys think? Yes or no? Then another tropical border, what's going in here. So I've got quite a few plants still to go in. Just going to bring it up here to the trampoline. I love my garden, but I love the kids as well, so I've got to obviously incorporate that. So a good a metre wide border there, and then I do want this border continuing all the way along, right Gimpies, to my archway. That's going to be about a metre as well. So one thing I did do is I placed my banana plants in here. When I moved in, I was just sort of spacing things out, and I've noticed the wind really whips through the side of the house and down this side, so I'm not entirely sure that it's going to be ideal for my bananas. However, I don't know, so I'll show you the other side of that and what I'm thinking behind it. For those of you who don't know, I have just moved house, and I know I've talked about it loads, so you OG subscribers, then you're probably sick of me going on about it. But for you new guys, because I'm picking up a few new subscribers now, and thank you very much, brand new garden, so please bear through the mess, because I look at it and I'm kind of like, oh my god, where do I start? But please bear with me. So when I show you stuff, just don't think, oh shit, let's rewind that. Please don't think what a mess of a garden, because I'm thinking it too, but we're in it together, right? Here's the plan then. As you walk through, so I walk through my side gates, come through side of the house. I'm going to keep this wall, I really like this. So this is the border in question, so archway, I'll have border down here, just in an L shape there. So the idea being is when I'm here, you can't really see what's going on, so it's a little bit of a mystery. I'll get some nice tall bananas, some insettes. I think my wife bought me a Tetrapanax, which is going to go in here and it'll look absolutely fantastic. Some nice tall plants, going to get some canna lilies, some crocosmia, some bright stuff as well to really brighten up. So yeah, that's the plan, to come through here and you get a bit of a blanket of garden, so you don't really know what's behind it. So then as you walk through here, we've got the nice lovely archway which you walk through, and then it really opens up here. So like I say, banana there, see through there. The back of the garden I'm going to worry about next year, just going to concentrate on this kind of first half of the garden. Polytunnels coming down, we're going to have a veg patch top left hand side, and I want to do a bit of work with the decking, because I was going to rip it up, but I might keep it. So again, let me know what you think about that decking. Maybe a bit of a sand down, maybe a pergola over the top with some lights. Let me know. Fast forward 15 minutes or so, and this is kind of what I was thinking. So again, I really want your guys' input, but so as I come out my back door, I see like my bananas to the right hand side of me, which is just here, and then a bit of a meandering border. Now the idea being, this is so square, but I felt like I couldn't really do anything else with it, with the outhouse and the border. So because obviously all this is slate and we've got such a square garden, everything's square, I've kind of continued it. Nothing's actually square, but I've continued it. So here, I wanted to really break it up a bit and create like that little bit more curvature that like a garden really requires. So the idea being is, and please, like I say, comments down below where you would put these plants. So I want my green banana obviously left hand side there, right hand side just come out the door, then my red banana on the end here. So when you walk through the tunnel, you've got like this massive overflow of these huge red leaves. Not only that, we're south facing garden, so nothing else is going to hit that apart from the sun. So that's why I've chose that spot. I'm hoping it's going to be a real monster. So just here we've got the canna lily, so hoping that gives it a good little bit of height, and then a fuchsia, should be a hardy fuchsia, which I might leave in over the winter months. So just around the corner, obviously envision all that planted up nicely with gourds. Again, bit of a curvature, so banana, not to match it, just to tie it in really, with the other side. My cordyline australis, more cannas, trachycarpus fortunii, what my mother and father-in-law actually bought. That's amazing, absolutely love it. Cordyline, this isn't necessarily how it's going to go. So these are from the old house, which I just dug up and buried in for now. So I've got a Fatsia japonica there, and that's actually come back really well. It got hit really hard with the winter last year, and I want that right in the corner. And I've also got a couple of cuttings off my other plant over there, which is going to go out in this border as well, so that's really good. Like I said, I've got a Tetrapanax coming, and I also took some cuttings from the old house of Clematis montana. I want to give that a little bit of colour just on there, so plenty to do, but let me know your thoughts. And over here I've actually spaced out a couple of my other sort of tender plants which aren't going out yet, but I just want to get a flavour for where I kind of want them. I'll take a couple of pictures as well once I'm happy with them. So red banana, ferns could actually go in now, which we've got over there, canna lilies, banana, and that's pretty much it. This is going to be quite heavily planted with ricinus, to be honest, to give it some real height this year. And then I've got some crocosmia lucifer to go in, which gets to about 4 foot tall. So that's the job I'm going to do today, because I kind of keep forgetting about that and I really want to get them in. They'll be towards the back of the bed, but I'm actually going to do them in quite small clumps. You don't get loads in a pack, but I'm just going to do a few small clumps because I know they'll clump up quite well. So I'm going to spread them around the garden this morning. So this is real positive from today, because it's miserable, although I've actually done a little bit more than I thought I was going to do. So these are from, I can't see that. That's just from like a little, I'm pretty sure it's from Lidl. They're about £2 each, and in it I'll show you the corns. I haven't even had a chance to look at them. I bought them a couple of months ago because I saw them for about £2, and I thought that's absolutely amazing, really. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 clumps, purely for the reason of when they actually get too big, you have to divide them. So I'm kind of cheating the plant, and I'm gaining probably a little bit of a laziness, really, because you have to divide them because they actually start flowering. So I'm going to do 4 clumps. Yes, they're only small clumps, but that means I can spread them all around the garden, and it'll do me a really good job. So with a lot of interest in other plants over time, because I'm patient. I actually thought I wasn't, but I actually really am. I started with like 1 cordyline probably 3 years ago, a bunch of roses and 1 cordyline, and it all started from there. So let's get these potted up. They do have a top and a bottom, so that is the bottom, that little bit of root there, and this is the top. It's one last job. I've kind of messed up a little bit. So I actually sowed some ricinus seeds, and I thought they'd been eaten all by slugs and mice and all that sort of good stuff, and it turns out they haven't. They're actually coming up. The issue I've got is I'm that tight that I used the same pots and I sowed calendula in them, so they're kind of both coming up at the same time. So I need to actually prick out all my calendula, which is calendula some people call it, the edible marigold. So yeah, I'll show you them. I'm going to have to prick them out before my ricinus get going, because the ricinus is going to be a massive part of this garden this year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to call it a day, because it's still miserable. The birds are singing, it's a bit cold, and yeah, I think that's enough today. Can you spot the ricinus? So that's just coming up, just there. And I need to get these out, so before they get established I'm going to whip them out. I'm going to transplant them into something, not sure what, but better get that job done. So a nice Sunday morning, albeit a bit rainy, a bit cold, in the garden. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a bit of a general vlog. Achieved a bit more than I thought I was going to do. So please subscribe if you haven't already, because this has got a long way to go, but I can start to see where I want to take it. So I'll end the vlog now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the garden.